This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
All right, ready when you are.
Hey guys, I may have go away heat, but these guys have true heel heat. So you better listen to the podcast or else I'm gonna kick you in your fucking cock and balls.
I'll get it.
Hey everybody, it's Tony Schiavone of All Elite Wrestling, and this is True Hill Heat. And I said it right, you motherfuckers.
R.I.P. OB. You were missed. You were a real one. We hated you in the beginning. But the little girl, we like your voice. But you are gone. It is me, your True Hill Phenom, SP3, and we are back once again with another Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 review. This time reviewing Episode 3, Birthright. And we got a lot to discuss after that explosive ending to this week's show. But I am here with, of course, the beautiful, the lovely Miss Krssi Luv is here. How are you doing today, Miss Krssi?
I'm good. Yourself? What's going on? What's up, peeps? Happy Monday. Happy Power Review. What's going on? What an episode. RIP OB. Didn't see it coming.
All right. I knew he was about to be. I knew he's going to be gone after he helped Tariq survive last season.
I knew that. I just didn't know it would be like, this soon. But hey, whatever.
And of course, it had to be that no good, dirty, rotten snake, Drew, who was the one who was his demise. Because Drew always turns on everybody. He's a piece of shit.
Yep, he definitely is. Definitely is.
Probably my most hated character now is Drew.
Because he think he knows so much, but he really don't. Like, he's still a pussy.
He's soft. He's soft.
He's still
He a
soft.
Pop-Tart sweetheart. He's soft in the middle. But
I love it.
We're going to discuss Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 3 Birthright. We of course enjoy talking about power here on the True Hill Heat Sports and Entertainment YouTube channel, and we appreciate y'all for joining us for these Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 reviews. This is your first time watching, welcome. And of course, if you appreciate what we're doing here, you could drop the thumbs up on the video. It helps other people like yourself check out these Power Book 2 Ghost reviews that we are doing here. It seems like every Monday we are here 1:05 p.m. or 1:05-ish p.m. Eastern time to review Power, and we appreciate y'all. So sound off in the live chat. Of course, if you're with us, watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, if you're watching us on the YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. Not only do we have Power Book 2 Ghost content, we had our X-Men 97 Season 1 episodes ranked that dropped yesterday, and we got coming up this Thursday, actually, the whole Season 3 of The Bear is dropping, and we'll be doing reviews on that as well. But we got a lot to discuss with this episode here. Birthright, Krssi Luv, any overall thoughts on the last episode for Power Book 2 Ghost?
A lot of things are rolling around. A lot of things are happening. It's moving really fast, and that snake, I feel like, is getting closer and closer to revealing the true nature of everybody.
Well, I mean, we got a big revelation as now Monet knows after this episode that her kids basically set her up, set her ass up.
Mm-hmm.
Got to leave it up to Pinky. Pinky got the job done. That's all I know.
Yeah,
Pinky
yeah.
is a valuable asset in Tariq's organization right now. She had a I don't know her pronouns, but I'm gonna say she. She had a mission. They there we go. That's better, I guess, to be on the safe side. They had a mission and they succeeded on that mission in finding out who the hell was behind the basically
ring
Kate
cameras.
Egan. Yeah, Kate Egan setting up Monet or telling Monet had gave the address of Tasha to Tommy at the end of season 3, and of course the ring camera revealed who it really was. But there's a lot to discuss.
Red wig.
So bad. It was so bad. So bad. The chickens came to roast, though, it seemed. But we got a lot to discuss. We appreciate y'all if you are watching us live. We appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Remember to show your appreciation back the simplest way possible by dropping the thumbs up. And, of course, sound off in the live chat. We'll interact with all of you as things go on. We got Power Driver Finisher with us, who's been following along, watching Power Book 2 go season 4. He says Effie can go Effie herself. Like what you did. Like what you did there, sir.
Whatever.
Hey,
we should say the same thing to Drew. Shit.
I mean, she told Kane to go F off, and he went right into the arms of another woman.
I mean, what you expect was gonna happen? Like he was gonna do it even before she even gave him the okay. Let's just be real on that. Okay.
I mean, technically, she didn't give him the okay. She was like, "You trying to fuck our bottom line."
Pretty. I mean, well, yeah.
Ace saying, "What's up, y'all? Drew got to go." A lot of people are off the Drew bandwagon.
Drew is a piece of work. I think he knows. He was like, Poppy wanted me to be the number one. Well, obviously, you're not cut out for this either.
You're not about this life. You're
definitely not about this life. Yeah.
Ace says, didn't know Diana didn't know cameras were there. Yeah. She was oblivious to the ring ring bell camera. She ain't up on this 2024 technology, it seems.
Nope, not at all.
But this episode is following up from episode 2, where Tariq and Brayden decided that they were going to be about this life, that they want back in the drug game. Tariq is fed up with living the broke college student life, and he wants back in the game. We start off this episode with Tariq and Brayden with their collective cars. We find out that Tariq was up all night trying to clear out all the too-big shit out of the car. And Brayden brings his car, and they meet up with someone set up by Pinky, who basically tells them, oh, yeah, Pinky said to meet up with these two guys that blew their father's inheritance or blew all their father's fortune. And that is technically true with both of them.
Yeah, with both of them. Yep, pretty much.
And so she pays them for the cars. She takes off 10% for scratches and everything. And Brayden's like,
he's like, you didn't even look at it. She didn't though. Like, I would have been the same way, B. I would have been the same, but don't even feel it. No, like I feel you, dog. Like, she didn't even like give you a chance, the time of day, nothing.
Nope, not about that. But they get a suitcase full of money, and they basically talk about what they're gonna do. And Tariq says that they gotta find a connect. Brayden tells him, and I quote, look, bro, if we're going to do this, it needs to be a partnership, because Tariq got a text from Pinky to meet up with him, with her, and they and Monet. And Tariq says, what the fuck else do you think it's going to be? Brayden says, meaning I want to be kept in the loop about everything. No more secrets. Tariq says, I find no secrets, but that means it goes both ways. Like, Tariq, let's be serious.
Like, yeah, come on. Like, who's the most secretive one? You are. Like, bro, I was like, this nigga right here, he got the nerve. The
nerve of him to even suggest that Brayden keeps as many secrets as you. Every week we are seeing more and more. You are your father's child. Like you are just like Ghost. That's what Ghost used to do to Tommy. Have to have all these secrets, have to be one step ahead of everybody, including his partner. And Tariq is doing the same thing.
That's it. Exactly. Keeping everybody out the loop. But trying to like do everything himself. But then need help when it, all downfall.
Exactly. So we'll stay on the Tariq and Brayden because they were really kind of the A plot of this episode, them getting back into the drug business. But from there, Tariq tells Brayden to put the rest of the money. He takes a couple of dollars from the suitcase to meet up with Pinky and Monet, and he tells Brayden to put the money in a duffel bag back at school, and he'll meet up with him later. He goes and he meets up with Pinky and Monet, where Pinky says that they went to look for Kate Egan, and they didn't find anyone in the house because Kate Egan's in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe still in the hospital after Tommy almost watched her die. If you remember,
this is true. Yeah, she almost when she relapsed. Yep.
Relapsed and overdosed, and that's why Tommy is exchanged from his family once again. But Pinky says that they're gonna keep looking and digging for stuff. Monet's like, "Hey, don't call me for no updates if you ain't really got no damn updates. What the hell you think?" Yeah. So she's Monet's off, and Tariq gives Pinky the money and says that when he starts to make a profit, there'll be more for Pinky, and Pinky's like, "I know, you're good for it." So. Tariq is on his mission to basically find a connect. Monet is on the mission of getting her family in order. And that's how we break off with those two storylines. And Pinky is going to get more information from Monet and Tariq. More on that in a bit. We head over to Stanfield where we get a sweet moment of Kane and Effie. Two fucking... I hate these two together. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know who thought this was going to be a good idea, but I hate it. Like, she could have been with anybody else.
It's like y'all two are only together because y'all both are in love with Tariq.
Right.
yes, I'm including Kane because Kane has been obsessed with Tariq since he came into the Tejada's life.
Correct. Not even in love, obsessed with him.
Yes. But I mean, obsession is another. Yeah, exactly. Obsession is another form of love in a lot of people's eyes. So
this is
he's in love. So they basically Effie's going through her application essay that she's giving for Stanfield's for the robotics program, and she finally lets Kane know that she had to skip her interview to help him out, and he's grateful for that. But he also has to take care of business. He gets a text from Monet to meet up at the house where we got our thumbnail for this episode. So Kane is off to the Tejada house. Meanwhile, we go to Drew and Diana. They're at the penthouse, Mecca's penthouse, and they're getting ready to head out when they also get the text from Monet. But we hear from Drew first, who says that he wants to move up in the Noma drug organization. He wants to be Noma's number 2, and he's willing to do anything about that. He just doesn't want to work under dumbass Kane. And he says that Poppy said I was suitable to run the drug organization, so that's what I'm gonna do. So he's accepting about this life. Meanwhile, Diana's already thinking about getting out this life, knowing that she's pregnant.
What another idiot that just is oblivious that you can't leave out. Like and Drew tried to tell he's like you can't really get out this game, right? Like you're in this. Yeah, so
not how this works, sweetheart.
Monet, you sure know how to raise some kids, girl. Good job.
Sure do. So they all meet up at the Tejada house where Monet is upset because Noma texts her to let her know that she's on basically a sabbatical from the drug organization after the incident with the Russians in the last episode. So she's been put on the sideline and she's fed up. She feels like she's getting pushed out of the business. Meanwhile, her kids kind of are just like, yeah, we agree with Noma's decision. Like, yeah, you need to get the fuck up out of here, Monet. We don't want to work. We don't want to be under our mom's thumb, but they're under another woman's thumb anyway. So,
well, I mean, listen.
Not much.
Monet is very territorial, so she doesn't want the whole thing to happen.
Yeah. So basically, at this point, they Drew and Kane both get texts to head out to Noma because Noma is without Obi after he was arrested by, of course, Detective Don Carter, and he kept him at the precinct all night long, disrespecting his rights. This man's rights is just like, what the hell are we doing?
At this point, he's like, you should have been able to leave. Like, I'm not underneath the arrest, so why you still have to be here? Like, you keep holding me. Like, I want my lawyer. Like, all you had to keep saying, I want my lawyer. I want my lawyer. And this guy still wouldn't even let him go.
No, because he's an asshole. But yeah, Don Carter is basically putting Obi through the ones and twos, asking about the phone calls that he made to Tariq about, and that, Rashad Tate's signature was on the paperwork that got his family the green card. So he knows about the Tate and Tariq, relationship. And he says that that's his way of why he got the green cards. Mm-hmm. He also says that he has pictures of Tariq with Obi talking. And that at that point, that's when Obi's like, I would like to make my phone call.
I would have let me see I would have been like, let me see the pictures. Like, you got pictures? Let me see the proof.
Exactly. But he gave him what he wanted because he didn't have pictures. He didn't. When Detective Don Carter walks out, he throws the
envelope in the garbage.
And there's nothing on it. It's just white pieces of paper.
Yep.
He took that out the printer.
He damn sure and then threw it in the garbage, wasting paper. No, we probably need those few pieces of paper because there might not even be none left in the office.
Exactly. So at that point, Obi gets his phone call and he finds that, Drew got the text to go to Obi's apartment and to investigate what happened to him. So he's already there when he calls his brother to check on him. And he says, oh, yeah, your coworker is right here. And he gives him...
This brother, another one. I was like, what is happening right now? It's like, don't you know the code, bro? Like, talk too much. Like,
don't say nothing. You talking too much, man. So he goes to the brother. He calls his brother and he lets him know that Drew is there. Drew gets on the phone and tells him, I need you to pick me up from the precinct. I will let you know when you get here. And
I'm
Drew's
gonna miss you doing this next week, man.
So he asks him, what are you even doing there? He's like, I'll let you know when you get here. And Drew goes and calls Davis McLean, who says that he's busy right now.
Yep.
He's busy right now with a client, which no one is in the office because we learned earlier in the episode, him and Perla met up with one of their high-priced clients who it basically is leaving their law firm because Davis has his bar license suspended, so they're losing money by the woodwork here. But he says that he's going to send Perla, and Perla goes down to the precinct to help out with Obi. She basically puts Don Carter saying that you're holding an immigrant against his rights, trying to hit him with all the... So I can't wait to see what CNN thinks about this. And Don Carter is not fazed at all.
He's not like, he didn't even budge. Like, he was not affected by anything that she was saying. Like, he was like, okay, sure, do it. Okay,
whatever you say. Yeah, whatever you want to do, whatever you did, whatever you say. Yeah, whatever. He's just like, he is so unfazed by her and all her threats. So Obi is able to leave with Perla, where he meets up with Drew, who's outside. But we forgot to mention that when Drew was at the apartment after hanging out with Obi, he finds out from Obi's brother. Obi's brother says, "Oh, thank you and your company for helping me and my family get the green cards." He was like,
"Green cards? What green cards?"
Drew's like, what green cards? He's like, when did you get here? And he finds out off camera when he got here. But then when he talks to Obi, Obi says, they think I am the leader of a drug organization. I do not want them to know who Noma is. Let them think the detective is as perceptive as he is black. Yo, what a lie! What a lie! He basically called Don Carter a light-skinned ass nigga. He said he's as perceptive as he is black.
That was the line. That was like the line of the episode, kind of.
That was my favorite line.
Like
in the whole
mic drop.
episode.
It's like mic drop. You know, you really don't have anything else really else to say.
So he basically, him and Drew come to an agreement where Drew says that he doesn't want to be treated like a corner boy anymore, and he wants to move up, and he'll keep Obi's secret, or so he says. More on that in a bit. But going back to Tariq, after meeting up with Pinky and Monet, he meets up with Davis after Davis's meeting with his client, and he asks Davis for help, especially when he is currently out of work himself. And it's a smart play on Tariq's part. It's a smart play. But Davis is always smart himself, and he says, "I do know somebody," but he says he's going to take 20%. Tariq says that's extortion. He was like, "What are you, crazy?" And he's like, "Maybe I am." So they meet up.
He's desperate right now, so he needs something.
He's getting hit from all sides right now, Davis right now.
Messing with all these people, and it's because of his brother, but like still, him being associated with all these other people is starting his downfall.
Yeah. So Davis takes them to this basically underground fight club, which is run by the Connect, and his name is Zion, and Zion is a piece of work. He's all bravado. We meet him, and he meets up with Tariq and Brayden. He didn't even try to turn it off for even a second when he took that little meeting, which felt like just an excuse for him to size up a little ghost here, Tariq. He basically
little ghost, I'm dead. I can't.
They have the money that they got from selling their cars, and he says that's enough for 12 bricks. And Tariq says, "We'll take it." And he just says, "Nah, it's a 15 brick minimum," and just throws the money off the table. And he was like, "See, I see you're not so much like your dad. Your dad was the type of person who can solve a problem before it became a problem." And he's like, he appreciates him, having, that bravado, but he even snatches him up just to have that like superiority, that dominance over him. And then he was like, he finds it funny that he went and got a white boy just like Ghost, and he gets in Brayden's face and he asks him, "Are you as crazy as Tommy was?" And we would find out that later in the episode, Brayden is going down the Tommy route.
He needs to. Like, he needs this extra, like, battery in his back. Like, he got to get a little oomph in it, He needs it.
Yep. So we then see one of his people, his workers, Roman, who comes upstairs, and he says that Zion tells him that Tariq and Brayden are just customers, and they want a sample of the work. So he gives them. Roman drops a couple of the bags on the table for them, and then Davis basically tells him, like, whatever your thing is, he was like, your name, it's your last name, for better or worse, that got you in the door. And he is like, you better make sure that this guy gives you that work. And this is where Tariq's brain, I think, started moving. It started moving a little bit. He picks up the bag from the table as him and Brayden are getting to work, and he comes up with the plan. Next day, we go to the classroom where Tariq approaches Effie, and he basically gives her the bag and says that, "Oh, is this your like new marketing for you guys?" And Effie's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" It's like, "Yeah, I saw some of these around campus. I saw people selling it." And Effie's like, "Are you fucking with me?" And he's like, "Why the fuck would I fuck with you?" He was like, "I'm just letting you know that you got some competition around." And gives her one of the bags, and Effie does the rest for him. Yep. It was very smart. This is what Tasha told him in season 1 when he first didn't want to work with Effie. She said, "You got to be able to use your enemies just as much as your friends."
Yep. And I like, and she didn't even like do anything else. She basically just followed suit. She was like, "All right, I'll take care of it." All he did was just put the battery in her back, and everything else went into place for him. Now, I mean, you're causing a big drug war now, but hey, he just want to just get products so he can get money.
So what did you think about Zion though? I always love when we get characters that knew of Ghost and Tommy. I feel like that was such a big missed opportunity when we were first introduced to Monet and Lorenzo. You would think that they've been around the drug game so long. How would they not know Ghost or at least Tommy? Ghost's whole thing was that's the reason why he was Ghost, that no one knew who he was. No one knew his first name, his last name until he became running for office in there. But they didn't know that connection, that was the same Ghost, even when they saw that type of thing. But Tommy was known. And I like Zion saying, are you as crazy as Tommy? So you know that Tommy's rep was that he was crazy out on the streets.
And they won't know them from like Queens or whatever too. So they should have been in the same neighborhood. They would have known that, especially like they won't know Ghost, but they would definitely know Tommy. And you know, it's not that many white crazy boys out there that's like in the drug game doing stuff like them. So that's definitely, like you said, a missed opportunity. I didn't even put two and two together. Like we should know each other. Like they used to do some work, or we ran them past and like we knew about them, but we never stepped on anybody's toes because we was trying to get money.
And it feels like two big missed opportunities with the series overall, with the fact that, you know, Lorenzo and Monet didn't know of them. But then when we were introduced to someone who knew them and gave us a lot of information, Mecca, and I feel like I've said this every episode, every time I've done one of these reviews, Mecca should have been more than one season. Like, we didn't find out that Mecca was working with the feds and was the reason that they arrested Lobos. He's the one that snitched on Lobos. Like, the goat of global snitching.
He definitely was worth another season. They could have wrote the story a different way where he probably could have just lasted 2 seasons or a season and a half, as we've seen with Obi. Like, you could kill him off the next season, but, you know, let him last like 3-4 episodes, and then that's when his demise will be. But yeah, Mecca was the one that, you know, told about Lobos, and that's how the connection of how like Tommy and Ghost was. Like, there was a whole bunch of missed opportunities for sure.
Like, Mecca was one of the first people who said he knew what Tariq did to his dad. Like, how did you know that?
How you know that? Like, ain't nobody was there but a certain amount of people. Tommy.
It's just Tasha and Tommy. Tasha and Tommy's the only ones that really know, that saw it, that were there that night, that Tariq killed Ghost. Unless he got the footage from Sex, the footage of Tariq admitting that he killed Ghost in front of his gravesite in season 1.
That's true. I forgot all about that footage that Sax had. Sax had a whole bunch of shit. This is when you needed Sax. This is a season where we really needed him to be here.
Facts. And also, I love the idea that Ghost would be ready to solve a problem before it came a problem, because I feel like that's like the perfect observation of who Ghost was at his core.
It really is. And Tariq really needs to embrace that this is who you are, son. Like, he tried to prevent you from being this nigga, but you wanted to be him anyway. And now you should just embrace that you are him. Like Camilla, you are him.
and then also Tommy. With Tommy, he's always proven himself to be like a quick thinker, but he's also someone not to play with. So we both. It feels like Zion put both Tariq and Tommy on the mission of being the new Ghost and Tommy.
Yeah. You mean Brayden and Tariq?
Yeah, Brayden and Tariq. I'm sorry. Yeah, Brayden and Tariq to be the new Ghost and Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, that's been like that from like the first season. We knew that was gonna happen.
But we haven't seen them actually. Someone like put them and compare them.
Compare them to
like this.
True. Yes, that is.
That's why I really like the character introduction of Zion with the fact that he knows of Ghost and Tommy, and at least maybe he didn't know them personally, but he knows their reputation. It's like when we get Don Carter saying you smell like Ghost, we don't know how the fuck you know how Ghost smells.
Right.
We still don't know that.
Yeah. Like were you ever around him? Do you know like what he was doing? Like what's happening?
No. We also get the common misbelief that Tommy was the muscle of the pairing of him and Ghost, even though we know Ghost would be taking out niggas at will. But they are I think the big mistake with Zion though is that he underestimated Tariq.
Freak, yeah.
By having Roman give them the sample, you basically set up Roman for failure.
Pretty much. Uh-oh, we got a visitor.
It's not. It's not
You're trying to show me letters?
no.
Okay, it's a letters with a slug on it. Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
look at this.
yeah, I see.
Hi, Harlem.
You want- say hi to Krssi.
Hi, Kissy.
Hi.
Okay, you can go. You showed me. You gonna stay?
Look at this letters.
You gonna show her too?
Yeah.
You wanna take it? Oh, I killed it. I'm sorry.
Oh no. Dag,
Oh,
SP, one job.
we see.
One job.
I'm sorry. Here you go.
Dang.
Yay!
Okay, love you. There we go. This is what Tariq and Diana got to get ready for.
They'll show that. We'll see in later in the episode. You'll see what Diana was doing at a young age, and that's what they're gonna have to do too.
Absolutely. But Zion messed up with that. Like I said, he messed up with Tariq, giving Tariq that product because he used Effie, and Effie basically goes and meets with Noma, who is already with Kane, and Kane's already asking some questions. He's like, why you don't want my mom around anymore, basically. And she's like, I think you and Monet have an unnatural connection. He was like, when are you gonna she asked him, when are you gonna let go of the tit?
Yep. The tit. And he was like, what? Like but it's kind of true though.
Yes. But more on that in a bit. Because we still didn't address what happened after Drew dropped Obi off at Noma's. So basically, we get the big confrontation where Noma is basically asking Obi where he was.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where was he at? And he says that he was picked up by ISIS. And he was like, yeah, I don't know when I get picked up again by this unforsaken country. So he's making up a whole story, and she asks Drew, is that true? And he's like, yeah, after I talked to his brother and he thanked us for the green card, he was like, and she's like, what? He was like, yeah, that our company helped him with the green cards. He was like, and I know it wasn't me that helped him out, and I know that it wasn't Kane, but you know who helped him? It was Rashad Tate. Oh yeah, you know who has a good relationship with Rashad Tate? Tariq. And he's like, what are you doing? And he looks at Noma. He done fucked up, and he's like, he basically tries to get her some sympathy, saying, you told me that he was a brilliant boy. So how is he useful to us if he's already dead? So she realizes that he was the one that basically made the call to get the save for Tariq, and that he's betrayed her. She pulls up on him and basically stabs him right in the throat, right in the jugular. He calls her the devil. As he basically is about to die, she pulls out the knife and he just starts leaking. And the way he fell, oh my God, he's just.
You did it so well, right? That's how it did. I was like, dang, bro. I was like, when she stuck him in the neck, I was like, oh, like I was like this. Because I mean, I knew he was gonna be in trouble, but and of course, Kane and what's the other brother name? Damn it,
Kane and Drew.
She
tells Drew good work for that, and then
clean it up.
Clean it up. You get Kane. He's basically now the number 2, basically taking over Obi's work. But then we're talking about what we were talking about later, she's doing her work on her computer, and she has that little conversation with Kane. And Kane basically is like, I've been helping you, with all this work because your number 2 was grimy. And he's not about the same shit that Obi. He ain't gonna have Noma talk down to him. He grabs her by the wrist. She's about to slap him, and he stops her, and she's turned on. She likes the alpha.
She liked it.
She's turned on. She's turned on by that. She gets up in his face. They look like they're about to kiss when Effie shows up, and that's when Kane got to scratch the back of his head. Like,
damn,
I got
fucked up, son. Caught. You done fucked up, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron, you got caught. You gonna fucked up, boy. So yeah, Kane got caught. Sticking his hand in the cookie jar with Noma. Noma finds out that someone's been selling on her territory, and she's not happy. She's not happy at all, and she wants Kane to make an example of him. So I want to feature some of these comments they got here. I think he's talking. Are you talking exposing the truth? Are you talking about Obi? Don't do that to Obi. Obi is He's great. The voice is what gets me.
Yep, it's the voice. That's why SP can do it so well. It's really good.
We got Ace who says Obi should have learned to not trust the people around him. Never trust Drew. That's what you mean. Don't trust Drew. Drew is a snake ass nigga.
Yep.
That's why he can't keep a man.
He's killed all the men that he's been with.
Except for Everett, the basketball player. Yeah. He wanted to be a basketball wife.
You know what, SP?
Oh man, we got exposing the truth saying, do you guys believe Ghost is coming back? And if so, what episode? No, Ghost is not alive. I'm firmly on the bandwagon that Ghost is not alive. But
I think a dream, like a premonition, like he's gonna be like talking to him in his dream or something like that. He's gonna come back and say, I tried to tell you about yourself, little nigga, but you ain't want to listen to me. Like, you are my son. Like, what do you like? And then he's gonna have to come to Jesus moment and be like, Ghost 2.0.
I think yeah, it's a hallucination. I think the hallucination is the with Tariq in Truth. I think that's when we get the Ghost cameo and they have a conversation.
Oh, he's gonna be back at the scene of the crime. Ooh, yeah. SP, that's a good one. Yeah. He's gonna be rethinking the whole situation, like how they're gonna have the whole situation of how he went to go kill his dad. Yeah.
I think either the mid-season finale, which we found out after this episode, is episode 5. That's when we're gonna get our mid-season break, which I think is too soon.
I think it's stupid.
We've only been back for a month. Like, you couldn't give us like 8 episodes and then cut it off and then give us 5 more in the second half. Like, no, we got to split it up 5 and 5. So this really feels like this was not the plan. That this was supposed to be just one season, 10 episodes, but y'all made it the last season, so y'all trying to extend it as far as you can, and that's why we're doing part 1, part 2 bullshit.
Yeah, it's dumb, really dumb.
Power Driver Finisher is saying Ghost's probably gonna be a dream or hallucination, so he's on the same page as us. We got VKJ TV. Thanks for joining us in the chat. I think their first time joining us for one of these Power reviews. He says, salute to everyone covering Ghost and Power. Keep rocking. We appreciate you for joining us. Appreciate those kind words for sure. So, yeah, Effie done snitched out Roman because Kane realizes that this is Roman's bags because he's seen it around. So Noma puts him on the mission to basically make an example of him. He pulls up on one of Roman's workers, Bird, and he's like, oh, yo, where's Roman at? He's like, I don't know anything. I got my girl is pregnant, about to have a kid. I'm just trying to make this work. He's like, oh, congratulations on that. Shakes his hand, then pulls him in, and he's like, I heard Roman is selling on Stansfield. He was like, who the hell is Stansfield?
Right.
Great answer. So basically, he's like, I'm gonna take care of that. Just tell me when Roman's next shipment drop off is. Yeah. And I don't think this is what Noma meant by doing it discreetly, Kane, because Kane gets a couple of.
You know, he always got to go do too much. That is Kane. That is his character. He think he's doing a good thing, but you're making it worse because now you're putting more eyes on other people that should have been like very quiet and discreet. But you wanted to kill Obi. So what happened?
It's Kane. So Kane goes and has a couple of his guys go to the shipment pickup. So all the shipment is in the van, and he has his guys basically break the window, throw in like a fireball, a mocktail cocktail, and basically blow up the shipment. They run off before Roman's guys are able to get him. So this leads the cops on a trail back to Roman, basically. Meanwhile, with the cops back at the station, you got Don Carter and Stacy Spade. I'm gonna call her that because I don't know if they said her name yet. Detective Stacy Spade is also here, and she's being a bit bitchy to Rashad Tate, Detective Tate, Rashad Tate's brother, Detective Tate here, McCall or Jamal or something like that. I forget his name. Detective Tate. So he's like asking him, "What can you tell me about Tariq St. Patrick that I don't already know?" And this was a perfect observation of Tariq as well. He said Tariq has the ability to manipulate people to get what he wants. That is like a perfect character description of Tariq St. Patrick. That is Tariq to a nutshell.
Spot on. To the T. He had it all, and he's only I don't think he even had that many interactions with that boy, but he knows how he works.
Yeah. So this leads to basically Tate saying that he wants to finish his business. He wants to finish what he started here. Meanwhile, Stacy Spade thinks he's a dumbass. Don Carter doesn't really want him around, but he says he's going to get something from him. So basically, he's like, he hears about the drug shipment being blown up in the Bronx. I didn't hear that bombing. I was out there probably at that time. I didn't hear about the shipment bombing, but he's about to head off. Don Carter and Detective Tate's like, "You have jurisdiction on all drug activity in the city?" He's like, "Yeah." He was like, if the the dealers don't have any restrictions, why should we? And his task force are going to the scene of the crime, and Tate's like, I'm gonna go with you. He's like, it's like, I have a feeling that even if I say no, you're gonna follow me anyway. He's like, yeah, so I'll drive. We could talk on the way there. So they go.
She saw herself there, like.
I like it. I like Detective Tate here. So he goes and he's like, we should check the plates. One of the guys on the task force is already like, I'm already on it. He's like, send me the address. Don Carter and Detective Tate go to Roman, who finds out about the shipment, that all the shipment got blown up. He runs away from Don Carter, but Detective Tate is smart enough to get in the car and cut him off at the pass. So they're able to stop Roman. And he was like, if you ain't do nothing, why the fuck did you run? And they arrest him. So Roman is out the picture, which allows an opening for Tariq here. So they get the text from Davis that is $300K for the 15 bricks, and you're in now. And we see a conversation between Tariq and Brayden. Brayden's already going through issues because earlier in the episode, Tariq already was like, yeah, I'm going to figure out a way. We need to take out Zion's men to get a spot. And Brayden's like, you want us to work with the freaking guy who owns an underground fight club? He was like, have this kind of young George Clooney look going on. he's like, dude. He was like, we don't got a lot of options. Do you know any connects? What the fuck are we going to do? He was like, I need you to stop acting so damn scared. He's like, I'm not scared. And then he gets a text from Becca. He meets up with his sister, and they have a whole conversation because Becca is basically being ostracized. She needs to move out of the dorm room because their name got taken down from it. She's not allowed in any sororities because of the whole Ponzi scheme and stuff like that, and them losing their money. She asks Brayden for some money, and he's like, I don't really have it right now. And he realizes that his sister is also high on coke, which could be a problem. Could be a problem.
That's gonna be a problem.
That's it. Whenever these white families have multiple people doing drugs, it never turns out well.
Very true. Very true. I mean, he was sniffing coke last week, so I mean, I don't know what to do. No, what was it this week?
Well, no, this week. It was this week. We'll get into that.
Right.
But yeah, they have the whole conversation, and Brayden's afterwards is trying to talk to Tariq as Tariq's doing one of his 3 jobs at the library, and he gets the text from Davis that they're in with Zion, and he's trying to explain to him what's going on with Becca, but Tariq's not really listening. He's like, man, you know, all of that. Some rich white girls don't like your sister. Okay, whatever. We need to worry about this damn connect. It was like, we are 50K short on the connect. He's like, when the fuck did we get a spot? And Brayden says to Tariq, and Tariq's like, you know, I set up a trail and Effie did the rest. And he's like, are we fucking with Effie now? He was like, no, you know, I do what I gotta do.
This is where you keep me in the dark, friend. This is why I keep telling you, like, I wanted you to keep me in the loop, and you ain't even do nothing. This is
but
what
but Tariq was right. He would have told him, oh, I don't think you should be fucking with Effie. But Tariq did what he had to do, and he got the job done.
True. Very true.
Sometimes you can't tell him everything.
Okay, fine.
You gotta understand who you're working with here. Brayden is he does act a little scared. Remember with the Russians, what was it last season when he had to kill the Russians and Tariq had to do it for him?
Yes, that's true. That's very true. You're right. Okay, fine.
Can't be messing with these scaredy cats too much. People at the library tell Brayden to be quiet. He's like, I don't even go here. And he helps out Tariq putting away the books. Meanwhile, Tariq goes off and he's meeting up with Davis. And basically, he tells Davis that they are 50K short. Davis had just received paperwork from his ex-wife, as they are getting the divorce. And he tells Tariq that Jenny Sullivan is taking one half of his money, his wife is taking the other half. So this is his only option right now. So he's going to front him the 50K. And he was like, I know why I'm doing this. What are your reasons for doing it? And Tariq was like, I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't live that life without me making the choice to do it. He was like, all these motherfuckers, Drew, Noma, Kane, they all got to fucking get it. But first, he got to get his money up. You got to get his connect here. And they got to do this work. So they're all in. They're not now all partners. Davis, Brayden, and Tariq in this drug business. So they go and get the work. Meanwhile, Brayden is back at the school. He's watching his new crush, his new chocolate that he loves, Elle, as she's performing with Brew and another guy. I don't know his name. Earlier in the episode, we did see Brew meeting up with Diana. We'll get to Diana and her story throughout this episode because it gets good towards the end here. And we get a moment with Elle and Brayden, where Elle is doing a little bit of coke, and Brayden explains that he's feeling like a little bit of a fuck up right now. And she was like, "Hey, Mr. Fuck Up, maybe this will make you feel better." And he takes a sniff, his first sniff of coke, and he was like, she's like, "Do you feel better now?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's so in love with this, bro.
Right, that fast. That fast. He was just like, "Let me just sniff. I'm gonna sniff this coke like this lady told me to." Like, really?
He's like, I'm gonna listen to you. You have some coke for me? Thank you, man. Thank you. Yes. LeVay Carter is saying that was a ghost scene with Meth and Tariq. Absolutely.
Definitely was. It's coming full circle. It's just when we're gonna see it, it's coming.
All the dominoes are dropping here in this episode, setting up a lot of different stuff. A says Jamal Tate, so his name is Jamal. Kamal, I think it's Kamal. I'm pretty sure it's Kamal. Kamal Tate needs to go somewhere. He's a little obnoxious. He is. He got that in him. He comes off like his character in Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
He does though, like that. Yeah. Yep.
He's the one. He plays Sean Wayne's father.
For everything. Yep.
The one that's younger than Sean Wayne's, but had him. No. Don't Be a Menace to South Central. You remember Sean Wayne's? His dad is younger than him, basically. Like he's tucking his dad in and shit. Like that's him. Kamal Tate. That's
Kamal
him.
Tate. That's his dad. That was his dad. Right. It's been so long. Jesus.
That's how I know him. That's where I remember him from. But we get that. And then speaking of what I said with Diana. So Diana, earlier in the episode, she's at Stansfield and some guy rushes past her, drops her phone. Brushanda is there and picks up the phone and sees that she's
That's
looking
her
up
name,
pregnancy shit.
Brushanda.
Yes. It's only because she said brew a couple of times in the scene that I realized what her name was. Brushanda, like she's like, what the hell, girl? You think that you can go to Stansfield and have a baby at the same time? She's like, no, but you need to keep it between us. You had the wrong person find out your business. If we learn anything from episode 1, Brushanda is not the one you want to find out your business. She a snitch that's not even trying to be a snitch.
Nope. Not even close. So.
Meanwhile, back at the house, after the brothers go off to do their investigation on Obi, Diana has a moment with Monet, where Monet asks her, she was like, I heard that Kate Egan was the one that said that I gave her, or that I gave Tommy to Tasha's address. Did Tariq tell you anything about Kate Egan when you talked to him? And she was like, no, Mom, I didn't hear anything about no Kate Egan. And meanwhile, she's like clenching her hands. She's like, her hands is all nervous. And we have another flashback to young Monet, who is with young Drew and Diana. She's all pressured, getting a bunch of phone calls about doing this work. She's trying to put the coke in the bag and make sure it's the right measurement. So she tells her kids, she enlists her fucking kids after Lorenzo already told her when Kane was young, she's had 2 new kids and she's still doing the same shit, making her kids about this life at a very, very young age. So they basically help her with the bag, putting the right measurement in the bag for her. And then she tells her kids, Drew, the young Drew and Diana. The Diana one was a good casting. The Drew one, he's a little too light-skinned. He was like Spanish. That's Spanish. That's a young Spanish boy.
Yep.
That is not Drew.
Definitely was not Drew at all. Like girl definitely was Diana, but that's not Drew. Especially supposed to be like a mixture of the two parents. Not the same.
Not the same. But she tells them, that they have to protect this family. So if anybody asks them what they doing, they need to not tell them what they actually did. He was like, she asks Drew, what did you do today? He was like, oh, I watched TV. What did you today? Oh, I played with the toys. And she tells Diana not to flinch so much, not to flinch your hands, relax and, straighten up your posture. And then that brings her back to her lying here when how she flinching when she told her about Kate Egan. Yeah. So she realizes that we get another scene with her and Janet. We got a lot more Janet in this episode. Here.
In the back of her hand. I mean, put her hands in the back behind her back because she wouldn't have seen none of that.
Exactly.
Or she could have no, Mom. No, I ain't say nothing like that. Like, what you mean?
No, what you talking about, girl? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah. We get that, and then we get a scene with Monet and Janet talking at the bar, and they're talking about, growing up, how they used to be performers, and that Monet was always a girl with big dreams, and she was like, that girl died a long time ago, and she's like, no, she didn't. She's underneath a lot of life hard decisions, and she said that girl died when they took my Zeke away, and her Zeke is away now, so.
Yeah, Zeke been away. What you mean? Yeah, what you talking about?
Monet also says that she realized that Monet lied to her, so she don't understand why her kids are lying to her. She's like, of course you do. You're the one that taught them. Like I love Janet. Janet was keeping it real with this girl. This is like, you're the one that taught them that a lot.
Right, Janet. That's why they didn't really like Aunt Janet. But she don't really want to mess with Aunt Janet because Aunt Janet gonna tell her the whole truth and keep it real with her. Like, you might play that stuff. You can't play that with me. I know you, sis. I know. I've been there. I know what you do.
We even get that nice scene before they go out where Monet gives her one of her nice luxurious coats because she picked up one of her minks and was like, I would have to nurse a Obama to get one of these. And she gives her one of the nice mink coats to go out with her, and they have that nice little conversation, reminiscing, talking about the kids lying, and that puts kind of Monet on a new track of a new plan that she has to basically start her own business and bring the kids back together to bring her family back together, but that would not last too long, folks. Spoiler alert here.
Yeah.
So that brings us to all the final scenes here. So going back to Tariq and Davis's conversation, I think that Tariq put Davis on a new mission because he's like, we got to not only get this connect and get this work, we also got to do it undetected to Noma. And he says that he has a plan that can where Davis can help him with that and also get paid in the process. And he's like, what is it, nigga?
Right.
And then the next scene, we see Davis arrive at Noma's house. And he basically gives her basically paperwork that says that the Okeke brothers got basically extradited to Dubai, where they are, outside of the law's district. And he says that he gave this to her because his colleague couldn't get a hold of Mr. Okeke after him getting picked up at the precinct. So he already knows what she did.
Yeah.
So she's like, why are you giving this to me? And he's like, I'm letting you know that I can do these type of things for you for a price, of course.
Right.
And he's like,
Always
maybe we can discuss it. He's like, maybe we should discuss it with some drinks. And she was like, oh, you're a cheeky motherfucker. And he was like, well, that depends. Do you like cheeky motherfuckers?
Yeah. This was such a good scene. Oh my God. He was like, that don't depend, because he's down with the shits. He's there for all of it. That's the thing. And yeah, it's such good stuff. And then she's like, I'll have to, take a rain check. He's like, okay. Sure.
Davis is slowly moving past Proctor from my favorite lawyer in our history.
Oh, Proctor was such R.I.P. friend. He's definitely up there with Proctor. He's definitely up there, man.
Yep.
So good lawyer. After Let's go. Hopefully he doesn't go, but
please don't. So I feel like this is the play by Tariq where he's gonna have basically Davis work with Noma so he can be one step ahead of Noma and know what she knows.
Yeah, pretty much, definitely. That's the whole play. But again, he this is what your dad would do, bro. Like he would have all these people do these things. Yo, like he was trying to show you, but you didn't want to listen.
Hey, we're gonna go with it. So then we go to Kane and Effie back at the dorm room, and basically Kane is putting the 1 and 2 putting the interrogation on your girl Effie here, saying that like, who did you hear, or where did you find out about Roman selling at Stansfield? Because my guy got back to me and said that he ain't never heard of no Roman selling at Stansfield. And she's like, well, I saw it around campus. And he's like, but where exactly? It was like, why are you doing all of this? She told you to take Roman to take Roman out, and you did that. Job's done. He's like, no, but I want to find out. He's like, I have a feeling that you and Tariq are running a long game on me. He seems like, why the fuck would I mess up my exit plan, my exit strategy by fucking with Tariq? And he was like, when you, on the other hand, is trying to fuck our bottom line. Like, nigga, I saw you. I love that. That was the second best line of that episode. Nigga, I saw you.
Like, I caught you red-handed. Darren headlights. So good. Such good shit. But she should have known this, though. Like, and this is what I mean. Like, the two of you guys hooking up was cool, but after a while, he's gonna get stale because y'all too similar to each other, and y'all both love Tariq. And it's just like, girl, you don't want Kane. You know, Kane is just always about himself anyway, just like you are for yourself.
Yeah. Nah, man, LeVay, you wildin' here. No, Terry Silver is not number 3. Fuck him. He don't even belong on the list. Terry Silver's the worst.
I don't know. Terry, LeVay, I don't agree with that statement. I'm sorry.
Terry Silver is competing with Jenny Sullivan as the worst lawyer in Power history.
Yes.
Number 3 lawyer would probably be Angela, because Angela was about that life in season 5.
She really
until
was.
She died.
Until she. Very true.
And she also helped Tasha with meeting up with Tariq when he killed Ray Ray. So.
Yep, exactly. Yes. Oh my God, I forgot all about Ray Ray.
Fuck that nigga Ray Ray.
Yep. Well, yes, but not yet. We forgot about him for good reason.
Yeah, exactly. He ain't worth remembering. But yeah, so Kane basically and Effie get into that whole argument, and then Kane goes right to Noma's house. He pulls up on her on the late night tip, gets in the door, and he's like, "Hey, I took care of that work for you." She was like, "You didn't need to come to the house to let me know that. You could have texted me and called me or let me know that via phone." And he's like, "Well, I just wanted to let you know, I thought about what you said, and I think we make a great team." She's like, "Oh yeah?" He's like, "Oh yeah." He makes her drop the paper. He's all feeling up on the arm. They got the slow, dramatic hip hop music, and then Kane done laid the D.
I can't.
Kane done clapped them Nova cheeks. He done clapped British Catwoman cheeks. Like he's a hood Batman.
I mean, it was bound to happen. You stupid with the damn clapping.
Clapping them cheeks.
Hopefully her daughter ain't find him. No, matter of fact, probably the next episode is probably he gonna be downstairs with no clothes on, in some shorts, and the daughter gonna come and she's like, baby, what are you doing here? She's like, who are these niggas?
Who the hell is this nigga? We did see Anya in this episode when Effie and Kane was telling them about Roman selling at Stansfield. We got a quick look at her where she came and she's sick of being dragged around by Noma and her men, and she says, "Oh baby, well I'll have the chef make whatever you want, and we'll have dinner together." And that was just a quick glimpse at Anya in this episode here. Then, so after Kane is clapping the cheeks with Effie, we move back to Tariq and Brayden. Brayden is at the performance for Brushanda and Elle and that other guy. And they're performing and whatnot. And they got the whole thing popping in the school. They got the whole thing popping. And apparently, they got the merch table popping as well. So this is where, once again, Brayden is the idea man. Brayden is the idea man here. He's the one that came up with the course correct. Mm-hmm. He's the one that came up with no frap, no cap. And once again, he comes up with the idea to move the product by running parties in the tri-state area via this group here, because the group, everybody seems to be
at Truth. Oh my God, that's how they're going to throw the party at Truth. Dang, SP, you see what you did there. Yep.
He's gonna all coming full circle.
And he's gonna probably try any and all kind of ways of not being at that venue, but then they're gonna do it at that venue because it's one of their bigger venues. And it's like, oh shit, like I gotta go and throw a party at this place. Like it's my own.
Or he's gonna be the one that hooks it up, because remember, Simon Cern got Truth in the deal with Tasha. How Tariq went to Stansfield to begin with.
Oh right, I forgot all about that. So he's gonna go back to Simon because Simon's still alive, and Simon's gonna help him.
Yep.
Oh shoot! Damn, SP, you are onto something. Oh man. Wow.
So that leads to him coming up, and they're like, "Well, we got to figure out a way to filter it, how people can come and get the work while they're there." They seem like it seems like a plan that's coming together. They're going to talk about it more, but Tariq gets a phone call from Pinky. As Pinky, like I said, finally has the information that they need. Pinky calls Tariq and says, "Check your messages." And he's like, "I got the ring bell camera," and he sees who it is, and he's like, "Wait, did you send this to Monet?" Meanwhile, back at the Tejada house,
back at the ranch,
it's another family dinner.
Yep.
And, oh man, it's a family dinner. What could go wrong?
Nothing. Yeah, sure.
Monet suggests to the kids that she's gonna start a new business, and they ask, "What kind of business?" She's like, "Nigga, you know what business I run." And she's saying it right in front of Janet. She's feeling real free in front of Janet now. So she's like, "I'm gonna do that business," and she's like, "I want you guys to come on board, but not as soldiers, not as workers, as partners." Oh, what a sweet sentiment.
That's cute.
Diana's down. Diana's like, "Sure, Mom, but once we make a profit, I'm out." And she's like, "I could respect that." What about Drew? Drew's like, no, working on the Doma is not too bad. I think I'm going to stick with her. And Kane's like, "Oh, Noma's been treating me good."
Real good. You mean you just left her house earlier because you was clapping, and now you at your mom's house eating. You still on the tit.
Yo, he literally couldn't even get into the door. He didn't even put his jacket down. He's already like, oh, I know you thought you did some work earlier to Drew. He's like, I know you thought you did some work earlier, but nah, you ain't the only one doing work out here.
Such a creep, I swear. Such a loser. Like, because you gotta make note of all your accomplishments. You're not one that needs to be in charge.
No. You don't need any type. You don't even need no more power than being the number 2. That's the most power that you are basically ready for at this point.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile, Monet's phone is getting blown up. It keeps vibrating, and she finally looks because she got the message and she sees the Ring door camera, and she just looks up at Diana. Diana's like, "Mom, what's wrong?" She's like, "Diana,
Mom, okay?
what the fuck did you do?" And he's like, what do you mean? And she gives the phone to Kane, and she says, "This bitch here gave Tommy Tasha's address, basically claiming to be me." And we see the Ring door camera with Diana with the bad red wig, and it's out. The family now knows. Oh, and Drew was just like, oh shit.
Like he wanted to crawl, like underneath the table.
He wanted to do like this and walk away, but he's like pulling Diana away because he don't want her to. Don't say anything, Diana. Don't say anything. He said multiple times. Meanwhile, Monet comes across the table. She's like, I wish I ain't have any of you little motherfuckers. Until like, Diana says,
that's very crazy.
Diana says, yeah, I did it, but I wanted to make sure it didn't happen. I didn't want to go through with it. And she was like, but you took my father. And that's when Monet wants to jump on this bitch. Mm-hmm. So Drew pulls her away. And he keeps telling her. He pulls her away, and he's like, don't say anything. And that's when Monet realizes that, Drew, you knew about this? This son of a bitch too. And finally, Kane puts everything together. He gets up from his seat. He pulls out his gun, but Drew and Diana are already off in the car. Kane's like all conflicted. He's panting outside. And then we go back to Monet in the house, and she just screams out a primal scream like,
ah!
And that's how we end. That's how we end this episode of Power Book 2 Ghosts Season 4, Episode 3. What is your thoughts on all that went down in this closing scenes?
This last scene was what really put the nail in the coffin for this episode. I feel like it was definitely like it made it go out in a bang. Because at first I was like, okay, this is a little, things are happening, good, just overall okay. But then once we had to end it, I was like, oh, now it was like they just turned the stove up all the way up on high. So really, really good.
This felt like a build-up episode. Mm-hmm. It was all building up to the final scenes. Everything that happened from, Noma getting a cheek clap by Kane, Tariq and Brayden getting the work and coming up with a plan to move the work, and then the big reveal at the family dinner. Like, Diana, just don't show up to these family dinners anymore.
Because she seems to be the one that causes all the issues. The last 2 functions that they had, the family dinners, are done because of you.
No, just don't show up. I wouldn't even show up. Don't show up. But yeah, there was a lot of good stuff in this episode this week. So let us know in the live chat if you're with us. We appreciate y'all. If you're watching us on demand, we appreciate y'all as well. Comment down below. Let us know what you thought of episode 3, Birthright, for Power Book 2, Ghosts Season 4. But you know how we do here to end the episode. We're going to give the episode a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Who we gave the MVP to, who we gave the LVP to, and out of 10, what did we give the show? Let us know in the live chat if you're with us live what you thought. What is your LVP, MVP? Out of 10, what did you give the show? Thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below. But for me and Krssi, for Power Book 2 Ghosts Season 4, Episode 3, Birthright, 3, 2, 1, thumbs up across the board from both of us. Krssi Luv, what did you give the episode out of 10?
Sean, I think I have my head too close to the camera. I couldn't see it. It was blurred. I'm like, why you can't see my stuff? I give it another 8, man, an 8.5. 8.5. I give it 8.5.
This was more of a build-up episode. So, like I said, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. The ending gets like an 8.5.
Yeah, I'm about to say the ending is this. Yeah, the ending gets the 8.5. So yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, I give it a 7.5 this week. This was more of a build-up episode, not the kind of the action pace that it was in episode 1, not the kind of fallout from that like episode 2. This is more building the paces for what I think is going to be an even more explosive episode 4. If you saw the trailer for that, a lot of stuff is going to go down that we saw in the this season promo. We're finally going to see Tariq and Diana face to face. We're gonna see Tariq fucking up Salim, aka Trevor. And we got a lot going down, and Kane's on the hunt for Drew. So we got the brother battle that's been going on.
The brother, but they always had a rival because of their parents. Well, most of their dad, I guess. But Kane has always wanted, because he's the oldest, so he feels like he's the one that has to be in charge. We'll see what happens. I mean, I think he's going to go after both siblings now, not just Drew. But I mean, he know that Drew had a hand in it, but more so like Diana was kind of like the one that said, "Yeah, I'm going to do this."
Yeah, she's the one that gave the address that set everything in motion. But who did you give MVP to, Krssi?
Have to be Tariq.
Okay.
Honorary mention to Brayden, because they're thinking on their toes and they're trying to get this drug money popping out in the streets, you know.
Yeah, I'll give honorable mention to Tariq because he got the job done. He came up with the plan that got Roman up out of here. But I mean, they could have just started another drug war with Zion versus Noma, thanks to how Kane went about this thing. I'm gonna give MVP to, I agree with Ace and LeVay.
Oh, Pinky, yes.
Pinky.
You know what? That's true. You're right. Okay. Pinky is the one that got it. Okay. Pinky. Yeah, Pinky.
Pinky got the job done, got what they wanted out of this one, got paid as well, and hooked up Tariq and Brayden with their money for the drugs. So, hey, Pinky was working overtime in this episode. Yeah. So I got to give Pinky the MVP. LVP is obviously OB. R.I.P. OB.
Yeah. R.I.P. OB. LVP. Yep.
Poor OB. Poor OB.
Poor OB.
But that brings us to a close on another Power Book 2 Go Season 4 review. I want to thank Krssi Luv for joining me once again this week. And thank you all of y'all who are joining us live in the live chat. You guys are keeping the conversation going, and we appreciate that. So we hope that you join us again live next Monday as we review another episode. Ace saying his LVPs was Drew, Diana, and Obi. He's like, all of them. All
three of them.
All three of them need to go. Krssi Luv, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, where they can check you out on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel, or anywhere else. The floor is yours.
Thanks, guys, for joining us today. We really appreciate you guys. I'll be back on the screen again on True Hill Heat next. We'll be doing a Sunday this week. Yes, we'll be doing a Sunday. So join us there live. Don't know the time. I think it's either 10 or 11. We'll figure it out. But other than that, guys, join us there. Bodyslam.net for Know Your Role on Fridays for SmackDown review. With my tag partner Stephanie Hypes. Please watch our latest episode of Servant Face the Hills that dropped yesterday. Thank you all for watching who were there. We had a good time. We get a good show. So please watch that as well. Other than that, I'm Krssi Luv _1 for my IG. Twitter is True Hill Krssi Luv, and then it's just my plain old name. Thanks. SP.
You can follow me on the Twitter machine at True Hill SP3. I'll be all over the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel this week. I will be going live at 3:05 p.m. Eastern time. So less than 40 minutes with the good brother, sober guy JJ, as we review this week's AEW Collision, which had Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. So I just put the link in the chat for all of you watching us on Facebook and YouTube, so you could go over and join us at 3:05 p.m. Eastern time for Collision Discourse number 33. think 33, 34. I forget. 34. 34. I had to check the link again. 34 as we review AEW Collision. So join us for that. I'll also be live tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time with Rated Raw Review with Romeo reviewing tonight's Monday Night Raw with the fallout from the Wyatt 6. Also, check out, like Krssi Luv said, this week's True Heel Heat 282, which once again got a whole bunch of likes, and we appreciate all the support for that. Also, check out Servant Facing Heels with Krssi and Stephanie, and I'll also be live on Thursday for AE Ramble at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's a pay-per-view week. So I will be live on Friday at 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time as well with our AEW New Japan Pro Wrestling Forbidden Door preview. It will be myself and Joe Hobart of Wrestle Purists talking about everything going down for this Sunday at AEW Forbidden Door. And I believe it's going to be 10:05 a.m. Eastern Time on Sunday for our True Hill Heat flagship podcast. So check us out for that as well. In the meantime, between time, go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at TikTok, at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat, $3 a month, exclusive content. That's the best place to support us when we're not live here or on the wrestling YouTube channel. But please join us for another Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4, Episode 4 review next Monday. And check out our X-Men 97 Season 1 episodes ranked. That video dropped yesterday. And check out our reviews for Ghost Season 4 Episode 1 and Episode 2 review that we did last week. But for Miss Krssi Luv, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our Power Book 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 3 Birthright review. We are signing off until next time.
Later.